the world is changing. We all know about it, right? And I believe that the human species as such is a very lazy lot. So, in the name of experience, we try to make our lives much, much, much more simpler. If you look at the way that life evolved, fire, um, wheel, farming, housing were all about making life simpler, and we call it the experience. Finally, if we move forward, banking, right? Banking moved from checks to getting money out of the wall, which we call the ATM today. Uh, Moving on to credit cards, debit cards, and things like that, and then paperless. So it took almost 2000 years to move from barter to coins, and then eliminating coins altogether by what, 50 years? So it's all about experience today, and you represent the organizations, the people who've been driving this experience. So it's a pleasure to be hosting or moderating this panel. I think we'll go to Abhishek first, right from where it all is. So Abhishek, you represent Bank Julius Baer. I think the Europeans are supposed to be perfect in what they do, and I sincerely hope I'll be able to open an account one day with you. So, and also you also represent a unique breed of individuals who understand IT so well and how to execute that IT onto business. And the people you deal with probably deserve or probably want the best of experiences. How in India have you been able to manage these two together, and how is IT helping you out to kind of manage experiences with the rudimentary operations of account opening and things like that?
So, hi, Abhishek here, and I feel really what you're saying, right? I feel what's most interesting, which is happening in our space, which is called the private banking or the private wealth space. See, everyone has been focusing on this big innovation which happens around the retail business, of where every customer is able to go ahead and open the account in a few minutes, right? And we regularly at private banking get compared, saying that if I can open an account in any of the new fintech platforms in a few minutes, why can't I do it with Julius Baer? Right? The complexity, the size, the kind of processes which a bigger entity, a bigger organization would run would always be different. But you're going to be compared always with that same scale, same metrics. And I feel that's where we are working actively at this stage to build that trust and build that ease with our clients, that how quickly can we get the whole account opening opened. We used to be a time where we would go ahead and take almost 60, 70 signatures from the clients. And that was to ensure that all that indemnification that we wanted to do for ourselves as bankers, which we have now tried to reduce it and bring it down to 3-4 signatures and bring in a lot of Aadhaar-based e-signing. I'm sure every bank is doing that. The only complication comes is that we always focus on, and that's I've seen everywhere, right? That everyone wants to focus on this new to bank or new to business customers. And in this, what happens is a lot of existing customers get left out because every experience is being built for new to bank. You walk into any bank today, they'll say, oh, if you have never had a relationship, I can open an account within 2 hours. But if you had even one credit card relationship, then probably I'll have to get a whole paperwork done. So, so those are those nuances that's what we are trying to get it right as we build our solution, and we are at this phase which we are evolving every day.
Perfect. Thank you, Abhishek. I think Indocent is also on the helm of making a lot of changes for personalization. In fact, the new branches that you see are there to serve those HNI customers and give them all kinds of comfort. How, and I suppose you've done approximately 200 odd processes on the operation side of things. Now, how do you manage the operations along with the experience bit that you're trying to build in at the moment, sir?
I think experience is quite linked with, like, normally it used to be, experience means used to be the how do you build the customer friendly front ends, be those are any form factor, mobile or devices. But Now I think operational plays a significant role in terms of enhancing the uh, experience. And moreover, now some lot of operation shop will hate to hear this, but uh, everything is now striving for almost like a real time and zero operations. So how we can carry out all kinds of settlements in a automated manner. We can do the recon with a minimum intervention. As you were showing the demo of various kinds of bots could be set up, which set up the entire recon and operation shop completely, and minimum wherever minimal human intervention can be brought in. So that actually contributes to lot in terms of the gratification. Like a lot of times earlier, you may find in terms of payment processing, we see normally only on the UPI payments or
Yeah.
some of the other payments, but even some of the foreign payments as well, or foreign remittances as well. If you can optimize your operations, we have seen some of the banks are able to make those payments, the gratification being within an hour, or less than a half a day. The in foreign shores, the payments are getting credited and people are having gratification. All that behind the scene, where the all the swift settlements and
Right.
various other operation processes are, where the automation has taken place and the bots have come in. So I think that is where the operation is, or automation in operation is bringing the difference in the end customer experience or end staff experience as well. The staff proficiency, making them to work on higher value or higher order stuff rather than on the mundane tasks, and focusing on more on the unique. Nowadays all the various kinds of unique fraud or digital frauds are coming along. So how those can are coming into the in the form of various kinds of transaction patterns,
Right.
analyzing them, and using the automation and AI in those. I think that is where it is improving the operations and finally the end user experience, preventing the potential fraud scenarios from their interested customers. But trust is the key while
Right.
working with the banking. And in terms of IndusInd, we are also hence to improve these operational proficiencies. We are leveraging heavily on the uh, technology in terms of whether AI or whether advanced analytics to carry out the automation in the. We are more focusing on when we are building any kind of a digital front ends, go for the zero
Right.
operations.
Right. No, that's really encouraging, sir. I think moving from BJB, IndusInd, one of the oldest banks that is there is Central Bank. In fact, I still remember my grandfather was a banker himself with the Imperial Bank of India, which later became Central Bank, and he opened an account with Central Bank for my dad. So that's the how old the thing is. Now, when you had to transform the way that central bank actually works with trade finance, with document management, and transforming the whole experiences part, what were the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome in order to make it happen?
Uh, it's good to share our experience, and particularly when you talked about that how we have transformed from 114 years now of the existence. This journey, particularly when you are talking about forex and trade finance, definitely it was a legacy system completely, and we first had a point of keeping two things very straight to us. That first is the customer first, and next immediately is the digital first. I think these two things we kept in mind, and with that we started this journey with Newgen about some 8-9 months back, and everything was revolving around that, and the whole that operational excellence or the operations front was aligned to these main factors. also, it also took a cognitive view on how the platform would be, particularly to the end user customers. So when we were building the CFC, that is the Central Forex Cell, we just thought about the benefits which the end customer will arrive at. And interestingly, we have a very old customers who have experiences in Forex business for years altogether, and then we wanted to bring in NTB also. So when we built up this CFC, this was kept in mind that the journey it should not be just one product which we have just taken from Newgen and adopted it here. It is the customer journey which we have taken into, and whole process has started working very good. And now the customer is not even feeling, that he has to just at his convenience from his home or wherever his office is, and he can initiate the transaction and very well can view how the authorization which is happening somewhere centrally in Mumbai, and probably somewhere person sitting at remote end of northeast or somewhere. But definitely the journey is seamless.
No, I suppose you guys have done a fabulous job when it comes to transforming experiences. And I know it would have been a mammoth one, but brilliantly executed. I'll just come to you, sir, from IDBI. But Amit, you've been instrumental in the hyper-personalization of things in your earlier avatar. And the new avatar, obviously, from an insurance perspective, also you're handling it. What prompted you to do that, and how do you think communications play a vital role in the overall hyper-personalization of things?
So good evening, everyone. I think it's becoming dull now, but I'll still keep people engaged over here. So definitely, when it comes to financial products, and specifically be it mutual funds, insurance, or bank, this is something which, say a decade back, it was a very different process.
Right.
But what has happened is, with this rise of India Stack digital mission, one framework which constantly is getting driven, and thanks to all the insurtechs and fintechs, the transformation in the financial industry was not a choice but a force. Given India was becoming open for the international markets, India had to stand its rocks solid foundations. Now, with all these technology intervention and ensuring that your existing customer base not just remains intact, but also gets into the various models that typical financial industry circulates, be it cross-sell, upsell, banks selling insurance, banks selling mutual funds, insurance agents trying to sell other financial products. One of the critical aspect was understanding your customer and building hyper-personalized products for the customer, so that when you interact with your customer, be it through an SMS, email, or through a call, the customer has to have what's in for me. So definitely without technology, something like this could have never been achieved. And as the frameworks grew, and specifically when I see the Newgen journey, something which started with an enterprise content management or a document management framework, in the last decade, through its Newgen 1, which is now called, but its early roots I could see in the IBPS product, in the corporate communication manager products, definitely helped not just Newgen to evolve as a different breed of software,
Right.
but also all its customer, where it was on a click of a button, you could actually hyper personalize products, offerings to your customer. So that's what I wanted to just contribute.
In fact, Amit, that was one of the first. So, as you mentioned, around 7-8 years ago, when we did this, we also did not know that it could be used to that extent. So, thank you for helping us out over there. Dr. Saeed, you transformed uh, so you represent Tata AIA, which was so technology is always taken to be first associated with the banks and then with insurance. So BFSI comes at the end. And you decided to transform something where your relationship with the individual was literally ending, the claims process. So, how do you manage experiences during that time where emotions are high, where empathy needs to be really taken care of, and then it's a tough job, I know. So, how does automation and experience management help at that point of time?
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So I would kind of answer this in a way that our ability to kind of serve the customer better at the claim stage starts right at the time when we onboard that customer. So I take care of both onboarding, underwriting, and claims as well. And technology is definitely helping us. And I'm conscious of being the only one from operations among a panel of CTOs here. But yeah, so I can be quite honest and open about it. Is that technology definitely has helped us be more prudent, be more of course customer centric, and be able to honor the promises that we make as a part of our life insurance policies. Of course, we do health as well. I think essentially our business is definitely, I agree with you, it's not as evolved as banking. We still are waiting for that UPI moment in insurance, but definitely working towards that. I think a lot of work that today that we are doing, in onboarding the customers, in selecting the risk, is a lot of predictive analytics, a lot of, you mentioned about India stack, using all this data and trying to be as precise as possible in our risk selection. Because once you have selected the risk properly, once you have kind of, taken away that risk of frauds and non-disclosure, we are going to honor that claim. Because that's the promise that we sell, and there's no reason why we should not be, paying those claims. Especially so when our claims business is happening at a time when the life insured is no more. It's a family, it's the widow most of the time that we are dealing with. I think technology definitely is helping us a lot. And even at the claims stage, I think we continuously benchmark ourselves with some of the GI players where we know, we have heard about Lemonade settling the claim in 3 seconds, the motor claim and all. I think very, very far away from that as of now, as far as life insurance claims is concerned. But as a head of underwriting and claims, I believe that technology will help us get better in risk selection and keeping our promises. I come from a Tata brand, so Tata is synonymous with trust. I can't even afford to think of not paying a claim for whatsoever reasons. I think I can use this forum because I'm sitting with CTOs to kind of kind of invite them and request them that whenever they talk about the solutions, and everybody gets excited about those solutions, right from CEO to all the CXOs, what the element that some of you could probably bring in is the bottom line impact of that thing. I'm sure you are doing that, but it doesn't really come out as prominent as it should be in the discussions. It's always about 3-click journey, seamless issuance, 2-minute issuance, instant issuance, so on and so forth. But what we sometimes miss is that, those 3 clicks, doing those 3 clicks and issuing that policy in a matter of seconds may not actually help us keep that promise 30 years, 40 years down the line, because we sell long-term contracts. So let's keep that focus on bottom line and sustainability of those solutions as well. But yeah, if you have to achieve the insurance for all by 2047 in a country as vast as India, technology is the only way to do that.
I agree. I totally am with you. In fact, what at Newgen we do is we always look at pairs. So onboarding and collections in banking. Similarly, policy issuance with claims. So it's a feedback loop that keeps on going on. And Yeah, you're absolutely right. It hurts you probably 40 years, but you've been able to keep a good persistency score and a claim settlement ratio. So that's probably because of the Tata brand and probably because of the processes that you follow. Uh, Ajay sir, IDBI is known for its operations part of things. How are you transforming it to business and experience?
See, IDBI has a DFI legacy, if I may reiterate. We were a development finance institution. Then we had the commercial banking license coming through. Then both entities have merged. So it is an institution. Currently, this year we have had the Diamond Jubilee celebrations. We are in the 60th year. So the legacy basically also brings in a philosophy. And the philosophy basically has to get into all that we do in terms of interfacing with customers or enabling technology. While we talk about operations and the role of IT in automating operations or making a difference in the customer's life, the philosophy behind implementation of the technology is what really makes the difference there. One can automate a desk job or automate a process which makes a difference to the customer. So the objective behind the automation is what matters. The gentleman who spoke after Sunil spoke, they were talking about the Marvin model, which can make a huge difference in whatever we automate using the Newgen platform. These agents, will also have to be biased over a period of time. Some of them, like we have customer success champions in amongst sales professionals in technology. Similarly, these models over time will have to have a bias for customer benefits. Some of them will have to have bias for compliances. So initially we will go through a journey where we will try to automate, and these
Right.
models will basically be automation focused. But over a period of time, they will have to turn into agents, which today we see in real world. They will have to get down into all the technology that we implement. Having said that, IDBI comes with this philosophy. Our bottom line also we say is bank aisa dost jaisa. So we believe in basically making it easier for the customer to deal with us, to navigate the process, and hence try to deliver those experiences. So living true to that philosophy, all the implementations that we do are also focused
Right.
towards delivering that kind of an experience.
Perfect. So I think uh, I would not keep you waiting between the drinks and the discussions. I think we can carry the discussions forward. I'm sure the audience would have a lot to discuss, but ultimately, operations is what I understood was operations is a very important part to finance the experience bit of things. And thanks a lot for sharing your views. We've all have our own set of experiences which we'll take forward during the drinks. But thanks a lot for your time today. And as Sunil said, battling it out on the choppers and not utilizing the choppers that we got for you. But thanks a lot for today. Thank you.